Hello everyone, my name is Hecthor Doomhammer. And this is the game that crashed. I'm having some trouble lately with Prison Architect. It doesn't want me to do what it wants. Yeah. So, once again, this is the prison that I built previously. There you go. Started out with the Gulag. Crappy walls, crappy cells, crappy beds, no comfort whatsoever. And gradually, better quality cells, better quality materials, actual programs. Had to do the criminally insane wing then afterwards, before I went on the nice prison, where we had these 5 cells and these 5 cells, all quality 15. As you can see, all quality 15. With some variants, 14 on the inside here. These two are also 15. And then 8, 4, and 11. And also to showcase, I can do a running track, I can't do a tire apparatus on an inside yard. And there's also 2 points for 10 of all of the above objects. Now, I thought I'm just gonna throw in 10 weight benches and cram as many punch bags and bleachers and dumbbell racks, etc. in a size of 200 squares. But it turns out that it requires at least all of the objects, including the tire apparatus. I think also the running track. I don't want to be held accountable if it's wrong, but the tire apparatus is a must. And in the male prison that I showed in the previous episode on YouTube, I figured out basically if you have 3 of every item, so 3 dumbbell racks, 3 bleachers, 3 punch bags and 3 tire apparatus, it will count for the 10 of the above objects. As long as you also have running tracks and the 200 squares, it should count for the full 10 out of 10 yard. But that's something that I just basically wanted to prove with this. But yeah, this prison was only the start. Because after I figured out what is mandatory for quality 15 of 15, I kinda got reminded of a playthrough that never made it onto YouTube. And the Devil Risen knows exactly which one that is. I called it Convict Central Season 2 Hotel Hell, where I wanted to have a prison with quality cells of 10 and 9, because Windows. And see if that would influence the performance in reform programs, and I think it did. So I thought, well, since this particular prison went from nasty to nice, let the next prison be from nice to nasty. But I can't just do that on a I could do that on a small size map, that is this original, expanded once here and expanded once here. But of course, there's no better way to do a large cell prison than on a large map. Now, I also said that this was a snowbound plot with permanent winter on, which resulted in me not having the ability to put my yards outside. I can do that, of course, and I can make them as nice as possible, but because it's too freaking cold and prisoners will in fact freeze to death, they need a bigger map size indeed. But prisoners can also freeze to death, and they will freeze to death, and therefore they will choose not to go outside into the yard. Also, I could have done a forestry program, or a forestry labor, where I can put prisoners to work in the forestry, but that also has to be outside, so that also doesn't make sense. Also, as you can see, I haven't researched all of the bureaucracy stuff yet. So I thought, you know what, let's go on a jungle plot. So I sold this prison for $1.14 million. And then this was the map that I bought. So we've got a large jungle plot map here. Let's see if I can show that. I said that I was gonna do some mutators, like needy prisoners, all reputations revealed, dynamic reputations, extra reputations, and wild growth. No wonder it took me so long to remove. Yeah, I'll show that in just a moment. But I decided against that, to not go with any mutators just yet. Just yet. So this is the map that I bought. I instantly hired 7 more workmen, so that I had a total of 15. Took a while to dismantle all of these trees, as I made a gigantic storage, which I will show you just now. So that is step 2. So this is the entire map, with just to show that it was a jungle plot. I left the trees on this side of the road alone, and through just the 350 daily cash flow, my $1.14 million went up to $1.174 million. It's a landing strip. Yeah, but yeah, as you can see, this is all of the logs. And then came another long wait, because the game only has it coded that only 1 truck at a time can come in to start loading up for exports and garbage. So I started the planning sequence here already, and this is basically the money that I ended up with. $1.864 million. And the daily cash flow of 23,000 is purely because of the exports. But this isn't the map that I'm going to be working with. For that, I spent about 2.5 hours today to create this. If my calculations and my counting are correct, we're gonna have 160 prisoners in here. Every room is accounted for. And I'm gonna be using the expensive walls. So you've got your Yutani wall and your Art Deco wall, and whoa, cushioned wall. Even 110. I think that would be something more for criminally insane. Which reminds me, I need to turn off something. Extra map settings. Because it turns out that if you have a crappy wall and crappy cells and barely any reform programs, then prisoners will turn into criminally insane. And that's the reason why after the second prison in the previous prison, I had to expand into the criminally insane wing first before I went on to the nice prison. It turns out you can turn that off. So I do have criminally insane turned on, but now I can only get criminally insane by taking them in, which I'm not gonna do yet. Because this is only the nice prison, or at least it's gonna be the nice prison. I'm going to be expanding here, then here, then here, and then here. My idea is that this area is gonna be for MinSec, this area is gonna be for MedSec, medium, this one is gonna be for maximum security, and this area, once I have this and this as well, so that it's gonna be the biggest possible, is gonna be for criminally insane, protective custody, supermax, and GG. I have plans. Let's get to work. So I fired my 7 extra workmen. As a matter of fact, I need to get rid of my deliveries and garbage, which I placed over here instead. Deliveries is going to be this area for now. We'll do a storage area here, and garbage is going to be, I said garbage is going to be here. Something along the lines of this. Now, I've been going crazy with the planning. in one of the updates, you can now also plan where you're gonna have your doors. Now, normally in the past, I would just leave it like this. So I would put in the walls, put in a path, and then leave a gap of 1 or 2. But now the orange things are the doors. Now, as you can see, I have gone quite crazy with objects, except here for the middle. Well, I could have done it for these offices as well, but also not for the cells. And 4 are going to be the forestries. And these are the only dangerous areas in the prison, because people can throw stuff from outside inside. But there is like a 12-ish maximum gap. So this is 11, so they can throw it into the forestry from here. So if this is 12, they probably can do it. But this is literally the only, like, just this area and just that area is the only places where they can throw in stuff. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Yes, the workshop and the classrooms are the first things that I planned in. Now, I made some adjustments while planning this, and then was like, oh no, this doesn't work. Oh, I forgot this, I forgot that. As it happens, but this is why I love just being able to take my time to plan out a prison. Where last prison was all like, we'll do it like that. Oh, I forgot this, I'm gonna have to, I'll figure it out. But this time I just had time to plan out everything. I'm still not quite happy with it, because there is really no straight path to the backside, where we're gonna have the shops, the mailroom, and the infirmary, and the libraries. But I'm just gonna roll with it. There's also no direct access to the other side of the prison. However, that's eventually gonna be solved by this area right here. This, which reminds me, I might want to do it like so then. So that I can then do this, oh, and that. So that's through the canteen, and also this canteen, obviously. And then also up here. Yes, I like to go crazy with this stuff. Oh. And then also here. So they won't have that much room over there, but eventually these are going to be the hallways leading into the other places of the facility. And I'm going to have to figure out, but they'll probably just have to go the long way around to get over to the maximum security. But I kind of want to keep those guys just completely separated. So yeah, let's actually start building. Despite the fact that I have $1.82 million to my name, I'm still going to work with the grants.